Hello and welcome to another video. This video is going to be a little bit more unique. It's more about useful links, a little bit more status of how my game has been with Dissidia, and a little bit more of everything else. So let's get started with myself. So I've been playing Dissidia for 4 months now. I started at February. I wanted to stream this game, but I noticed that it becomes a little bit more stale streaming the game. I know some people were curious about why you're not streaming the game anymore. It's only YouTube uploads. I find it that streaming, a majority of the people are from NA, and I'm living in EU. So getting the views on Twitch, streaming the game or playing with people, I know I can play it very late for my side, but it just didn't feel like I was having fun when I was streaming the game. So I stopped streaming the game. I haven't streamed for a long time on Twitch. I probably should catch up with that and obviously upgrade with my PC as well. But I've been playing offline. I've been recording my gameplays majority of the time. That's why it's been on YouTube, and that's why you guys are watching this video. So it's been 4 months. I thought to share a little bit of my account. So I'm currently ranked 250. Obviously I leveled a lot of characters to max and such. I kind of stopped getting followers and such because I'm not streaming, or I'm not sharing my ID that often. So if you see this video, you can see my ID at the bottom. I probably should leave that in every video I'm making, so that, you know, in case people are needing a character, I have a character over there for people to use. So my current support character is Papalimo, and he's pretty strong. I mean, serves his purpose of having 2 elements, and you brave and HP attack at the same time. I figured I'd use him for now. I noticed a lot of people unfollow me because I'm not having my van or, you know, the meta characters. So I just didn't care. This was mainly for the events for Power and Magic Chess Rising. So I thought, you know, this is pretty okay anyways, like having this setup. Even though he's not, you know, max limit breaking with 35 CP, I still have his 15 CP maxed out. You know, and as for gems and such, I do have like my own strategy of planning of saving. I never bought any, never gonna plan on buying. I'm gonna be free to play, just so that, you know, for people that are watching and people that are playing, that they can see how difficult or how easy you can get depending on your RNG and luck of the gachas, or should we call it banners. I figured, you know, it's more fun, or not more fun, it feels a bit weird to be called a whale if you're spending a lot of money on a mobile game and then having advantage of clearing things, and then, you know, not bragging but showing off, you know, overpowered characters with their weapons. I know it's supposed to be like that, but, you know, I just want to stick with the crowds that aren't really funding into the game, just playing it, you know, either casually or either strategically, you know, saving gems, etc. I want to keep it like that. So if you're wondering why I'm not like everyone else, every Dissidia YouTubers or streamers, like having tons of good shit and, you know, all that stuff, well, yeah, I'm not even partnered or whatever, so I'm not gonna bother. But it's fun. It's fun for being a free-to-play player for 4 months. It's really fun, and this game is definitely the best, or so far I've seen, being the friendliest with being a free-to-play player. Consider that you get all the characters for free if you're playing to unlock them. The only downside is you need the weapons, of course. So yeah, let's show off the characters. So far we all got up to Cater. Not really the best character, I would say. for the event. And the game decides to freeze up. How unfortunate. Oh, there we go. So, Cater's been the recent character. I haven't even leveled her up. Figured I might as well just show you guys how my progress has been with my characters. Let's go with level. Even though if we're going with level, it's always going to be based off characters that joined, I think. Well, let's go with join instead. Sort it by join. So going from the bottom, well, it's somewhat broken, I guess. Let's see. Maybe level is the better part. Yeah, level is probably the best. So level is based off your character that you obtained. We started off with Warrior of Light. You may see a lot of gold here on the background. You're like, what the fuck, how do you get gold and such? It's all about having the weapons for the characters and the armor, and you get the gold banner or background for them. So for me, right here, I only have 15 CP weapon and 4-star armor. So you don't have to have, you know, specific type, like I need 35 CP, I need 35 CP armor weapon or whatever. It's as long as you have their weapons relevant to them or synergized to them, you get the banner. And that's my goal for my own OCD, you know, getting as much gold background on my character list. But yeah, start off with Warrior of Light, got Enhancer as the first start. And then later on, I haven't had any armor yet for him for a long time. I know I can switch it out. For example, here I can swap it out for Tempo Cyclus to get more CP. But I'm not using Warrior of Light, so I figured, you know, since he's gonna be an idle character, he's gonna be in the background. Might as well have him with his, you know, synergized 4-star armor, so that he shines in his gold banner or background. But yeah. Here's Warrior of Light, we get Vivi, same thing here. I got his helmet or hat maxed out, because when you pull banners you get a lot of armor and you eventually get their gold version or 5-star upgraded from 4-star. And weapon, I didn't pull anything for him, just happened to get the 4-star weapon out of the banner draws that you get when you pull for other characters. Same thing with Rem, haven't done much with her. Zaz, I know it's the not April Fools, but more of a troll build meme characters. But yeah, I got his armor like so many times. His weapon is almost as well maxed out, but it's a 4-star, of course. Did not bother with these characters. So in the first banner we had Tifa and someone, I totally forgot the banners at the very beginning of the Dissidia, but I managed to pull a lot of Tifa weapon. I was like, oh, you know, might as well use it. I was really new. I didn't really aim or focus for her, but I managed to get my first max limit broken weapon with Tifa. And the same thing goes with armor. It's just, you know, a 4-star armor, barely touched her. So my main focus was Cloud. I noticed he was really strong at the very start of the game, having that cross slash. First time, he was the first character that introduced me to Brave and HP attack at the same time, and then having his weapon boosting the paralyze percentage or chance of paralyzing. It was really strong for the very beginning of this video. I happened to buy his 35 CP armor. I figured I might as well, you know, get him some extra stuff for being there for me for a long time. I haven't used him for a long time now. The meta is all about Cecils, but you know, it's always good to have some of your favorite characters, and Cloud is one of my favorite characters of the Final Fantasy series. So I figured I might as well give him some 35 CP armor. But yeah, hopefully eventually I'll get his organics maxed out in the future. And for the people that had the Dissidia NT, you got the Buster Sword code, etc. Congrats! I really envy that because, you know, you want to have thing or weapons that represents, you know, the characters from the other games. So we got Hope later on. Everyone knows about Hope Dojo. If you're not familiar with Hope Dojo, it's the only battle that you get on Chapter 1 that's with Hope's icon on it, where you farmed a lot of items to, you know, gear up or upgrade your character. That was at the very start of the game. Everyone was talking about, oh, it's the most efficient way to, you know, limit break your weapons with the amount of gil that you're gonna waste and such. But right now everyone's having a lot of gil and everyone's been farming up, so no one does Hope Dojo anymore, I believe. But we managed to get this weapon once. The current event with Cater, he has 35 CP weapon. If you manage to get both of these, 15 and 35 CP, I would say he's really strong though, considering that both your Protect and Shell will give a lot of buffs and protection, and as well as granting your party members a lot of bravery as a brave battery character. So Hope isn't really that bad in my opinion, even though a lot of people will hate him as a character. I really enjoyed him, not from Final Fantasy 13, but I really enjoy him in Dissidia. Yeah, Ishtola. A lot of people mispronounce it, saying Ishotla, like they're replacing the O&T or something, you know. She's a Final Fantasy 14 character, and probably a lot of people don't or haven't played Final Fantasy 14 or don't want to, you know, play a subscription-based MMORPG. But Ishtola, she's pretty decent. She's been pretty decent for most of the events. I managed to get her weapon max limit broken, as well as the armor. It just happened to be by pulling for other characters that I wanted, but she got her weapon maxed out. Artifact-wise, never bothered with her. Armor-wise, didn't want to bother because I'm not playing her that often as a support. But she's there, you know, she's pretty strong with the stone and manipulating things. I believe there was one method where you had one Ishtola and 2 Cecil for the event, where you could get 3 turns of a battle and you get tons of score. But you know, score doesn't really matter much once you've finished all the milestones or mission goals. Sidon, one of the favorite characters at the very start as well. I know this is going to be a long video, but I hope you guys enjoy. Or I probably will make some notes of, or yeah, highlights of where to go and such in the video for different sections. But for now, we're talking about each character that are unlocked. Sidon. He's been a favorite amongst my friends. He's been really good for brave shaving, etc. I did not get his 35 CP, which I'm still bummed out, but I did max out his 15 CP. Still definitely one of the fun characters that you can play with, but I rarely use him now as well. Cecil, oh man, I wish I got the 35 CP Cecil weapon. I did not, but he's the meta character right now in multiplayer, so if you're good with Cecil, you're gonna be pretty solid for a long time for multiplayer. Ida, yeah, decent character. I did not get the 35 CP. I mean, Thancred's event wasn't really that much of a big deal, so she's not really the best character in my opinion either. Even though she has, you know, the poison, she has the brave and HP attack. Just not my kit. I don't really like that kit of character. Now, Van. Talking about Van. It's been mentioned a lot in forums, Reddit, etc. He's literally in top tier list for a long time, so I definitely maxed him out. He's my favorite character, but not on my support anymore. And the reason for that is you have 5 turns if you follow me. So if you follow me or follow any Van, you get 5 turns. So you can spam Red Spiral 4 times, and then you can use White World once, and that's about it. Like, Sure, it does a lot of damage on the last two hits or last two usage of Red Spiral, but I feel like having the advantage of Papalimo with fire and ice, you can manipulate with the weakness of or elemental weakness of the enemy, and at the same time you're brave and HP damaging with Papalimo. So currently Papalimo is, I feel like he's much better at the moment for support, and Van is, or Vaughn. I know someone's gonna be triggered watching my video, but yeah, Vaughn has been a good character for a while. He's gonna be probably better in the upcoming banner, which is in what? It's gonna be, I believe it's gonna be one weekly banner, and then it's gonna be Ash banner. So he's gonna be really relevant soon, and I'm looking forward to getting his 35 CP weapon. Now we have Yuffie, or Yuffie. Not my favorite character. I only managed to get her weapon out of some weird banner, and it was an off banner pull that I got her weapon. Never planned on using her. Probably gonna be good in the future. Who knows? Yeah, not much to talk about. Edge. I remember I was pulling for Terra. I managed to get Edge. He was decent, useful for the Terra event or Balthier event, I believe. When you use Shock to hit the Omega weapons, and then you use Smokescreen if you had aggro to avoid any attacks or lethal damage. Yuna. Yeah, Yuna is not gonna be my favorite anymore, even though she was favorite at the very beginning, having the best brave battery, removing status effects, etc. She just didn't cut she just didn't have enough of utility after that. I mean, she's still good for playing against Malboros and such, but that's all she is for right now. King. Not gonna talk about him, really bad. I got a lot of armor of him. I got his weapon once, but he's just not my type of character. Bart, he's been serving a lot of purpose for me with his missile plus and double hand plus. Managed to get a lot of his armor, but only got the weapon once, and that was at the very beginning when I pulled for Cloud's banner at the very start of this video. Penelo did not get her 35 CP, I did get her 15 CP twice. Got a lot of her armor. Haven't used her that much either. I just felt like Hope was much better than Penelo at this point. Something I want to mention as well, Penelo's been pretty unique. I've seen her with her 35 CP weapon, and she was pretty good for Brave Battery during that event. Terra got her 35 CP weapon. I also have her 15 CP weapon, but I'm still waiting until she gets buffed up, etc., and then I'll start to pump more limit breaks on her weapon and maybe focus on her armor. She's gonna be one of those characters that you want to have because she was one of the, or she's still one of the queen of the DPS. But yeah, I'm still waiting for her to get some buffs in the future. Yang, he was also quite favor of most of the people for the event, but other than that, I got his weapon once from an off banner, and I figured I might as well just slap it on him, and never touched him ever since then. Unite currently in the banner as well. Got his weapon quite often, haven't used him that much. He has a unique stance of either ninja or sage. I feel like the current event with his current weapons, it's only focused on the sage, which is the blizzard combo, and that's all you do. Blizzard combo for brave shave like you do with Zidane, and then afterwards you just do HP attack. Slightly boring character, but pretty cool animations. Furion, one of my favorites as well. Managed out of nowhere to get his armor maxed out and weapon as well for pulling other stuff in the banner. He's been serving me really well, as you've seen in the recent videos. His blood weapon is really cool. His seize attack is really good for brave shaving. In overall, a pretty good character. And I believe he's been serving me in the World of Illusions quite a lot, being the brave and HP attack character that deals a lot of damage. So he's not that bad. Laguna. Oh man. Weapon that I spent a lot of time and gems just to get one weapon, and I kind of regret on doing that because the weapon wasn't really worth pulling for at the moment. So he's still in the idol, but I know he's gonna be really good in the future with his debuffs and all that stuff. Steiner, he was okay for that moment, for that event, as a replacement for someone else, using the rune blade to break. I think you were fighting Seymour at that time. You know, power break was really good because you were fighting humanoids, so he was only good for that event, I had to say. Shadow, I think he's pretty high up in the Japanese tier list at the moment, but I never got any weapon for him or armor. Well, I did get, you know, the 4-star armor, but I'm not planning on using him for a while. Squall did not manage to get any of the 35 CP weapon, but did manage to get one of the 15 CP. I was super happy about it, but in the end, we all want the Rensokuken to be boosted and not solid barrel, because when you're using a support, you want to have the Rensokuken maxed out or boosted, and you want to spam that majority of the time and not solid barrel. But as an overall, I think combining his 15 CP and 35 CP weapon, you're pretty much a god with Squall, and later on when he gets his update, you're becoming even more stronger with Squall. He's still in the top tier list in my, I believe in Japanese and in my list as well. Vanille. She's, you know, a character that a lot of people started to like at the very beginning and then disliked for not being much after that, and then she's been really good recently, coming up for lost chapters and for events by dispelling enemy buffs and such, because we were fighting berserker armor and other types of enemies that has a lot of annoying buffs. We recently got her 15 CP weapon, and that's about it. Haven't bothered touching her that much. Shantoro, also iconic character, people really love her, etc. Just wasn't my type of character in the end. I haven't really used her except for leveling her up. And Galof, same thing. Everyone's talking about, oh, he's pretty good for, you know, certain events and such, and I haven't really used him. I just don't like his style, I guess. But I did get his weapon from an off banner, so I can always try to attempt to use him, but I feel like majority of the time you kind of want to have weapon and armor and passives for the characters instead of just collecting the weapons. Waka, he's gonna be up in the top tier lists eventually as well. No one really has used him currently because he's not buffed yet. Setzer, serving me really well for the Skull Dragon. Still pretty good, but I stopped using him after getting a lot of other characters or recent characters that are really strong. Balthier, never touched him. I think a lot of people probably regret now using him because they prefer Vincent over Balthier. Haven't really seen Balthier in a long time. Aiko, served well for her banner or for her event. Right now, barely using her. Titus, still one of the popular characters out there, but he's been thrown away on the side by the lightning, but otherwise he's still really good for being a quick character. Ferris, haven't seen her much after the event. She was really good for a couple of events, and then after that she's been gone. Lightning, managed to pull for a weapon. Do I want to pull for more, like focus more? Maybe, but I feel like she's gonna be outshone by other characters in the future. She steals a lot of turns, so it's not gonna be the optimal for multiplayer or co-op. But she's really good, I have to say, for majority of the event that we have right now. Seymour, I managed to get this weapon quite high. Been serving me pretty well. Haven't used him since his event, but he works as my auto attack or auto battle character right now because he has a lot of attack because of the 35 CP weapon. But other than that, pretty decent character. He does break a lot of bravery when you have debuffs on enemies, so that's really good. He's like Zidane, except he's a magic user. Ramza. Never regret pulling for this character, even though a lot of people think, oh, you know, Ramza is probably going to be not being used because you have to shout, you have to galvanize, etc. But oh man, support with melee focus, he hits really hard, and having him, he's served me a lot in a lot of events and chapters and all that stuff. He's definitely one of my favorite characters as well, both in other games like in Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy 14. But at the same time, he's really, really good in Dissidia. Prish, oh man, definitely one of the favorite characters among the community. A character that I wish I got the 35 CP. I pulled so much for the 35 CP, but I never got her 35 CP weapon. Still bummed out about that, but no regrets. I still enjoy her, but not on my character at the moment because spinning attack is not being boosted, and that sucks if you don't have her 35 CP weapon. Zell, can't really talk much about him. Lyle, definitely gonna be someone that we're gonna look up into in the future. Everyone's gonna be having him instead of Cecil, I believe, in the future. So I'm looking forward to him. Vincent, probably one of the favorite characters among people in Dissidia because he's ranged. He debuffs enemies with fire and electric or lightning debuffs, so you're hitting harder even. But he's a really slow character in my opinion. I feel like you have to set up a lot of things before you can do a lot of dish out a lot of damage with him. But otherwise, he's really good for everything else, like events and all that stuff. Kryl, rarely used her, but I was happy getting her 35 CP weapon, even though her 15 CP weapon is superior. Decent character. I haven't really used her myself, but I did get her weapon. So Thancred, also something I'm not gonna be talking much about. Just a character that I just leveled up. Papalimo, oh man, gonna be one of my top favorite characters because I really love Brave and HP attack. Papalimo is probably one of the favorite character and one of the strongest character out there in my opinion that came out with Lightning Banner. Cyan, not really that great in comparison to the other characters. Interesting abilities, but I think we're gonna need to have a 35 CP weapon to see more variation using the Dragon or Fang and so on. Sabin, never used him. Decent character, obviously. Nothing special. Ace, I've seen a lot of people with Ace. Might be your favorite character, etc. But man, he's just, I don't know. I don't like the card system. Like you have to use a skill and then your next skill is going to be boosted. Having him as a support, you're just going to waste turns, in my opinion, in comparison to other characters that you can use that's more useful. Like, you have 5 turns if you're following someone, and 2 of those turns or 3 of those turns you're not doing much because they're not boosted with these cards. So, not my favorite character. Snow, supposed to be one of the best tanks out there until Warrior of Light got his buff in the Japanese version. I don't really like I mean, he's good for being an Ice Elemental to deal with as a tank, but as previous video with being too passive, you're not gonna help much in co-op, but maybe in single player doing stuff if you need a tank, he's pretty good. Cater, yeah, just no. Yeah, that's all my characters I want to go through. It's a long video, I know. We're still gonna continue with the video. Maybe it's gonna be 1 hour, who knows. But yeah, just scrolling through, as you can see, all of the characters are 50-50 up to Snow, because I haven't bothered farming for the crystals. Same thing with Cater. Haven't gotten her 50 crystal yet, but soonish to be level 50 with her level. As for summons, you know, always max out the characters that are available, or summons that are available through Roll Evolutions, and then later on just redo them, because they're going to be added as permanent. You get additional gems for completing them again. But other than that, I'm really lazy. I haven't bothered with Sylph and Chocobo. That's something I'm going to cover up later on about leveling them up. Do not bother to level both of them at the same time, because they share the same materials at the start, and I think they still share the same materials at the end. So focus on one of them. I would recommend Sylph, because she has the Wind Elemental. Chocobo is something, you know, I don't know. If you prefer Chocobo, go for Chocobo, but I would recommend leveling up Sylph because of the Wind Element. Now that we've gone through all of that, I know it's been ResidentSleeper, you know, sleeping through the whole thing, me talking about things. Going through support stuff, I rarely use any of these. I try to keep Relic of All Knowledge as much as possible. I'm just using the books because they're being refreshed weekly. Leveling books, haven't used them much. I should start to use them more often to level my characters. But since I'm a free-to-play player, casual, you know, just playing it for fun, you don't have to bother that much. Mission-wise, as a free-to-play player after 4 months, haven't touched Lost Chapters for Vanille and for Setzer, I believe. I haven't tried it out after I struggled with them. I know I missed out the event where you could get extra armor points or armor tokens, but that's fine, you know. As long as these are permanent, which they are, I can still always finish them in the future and then store up some armor tokens and some gems. Event-wise, finished majority of them. I know some of these I've been like really lazy. I feel like I didn't want to achieve extra tickets. It's just some extra tickets. I know it really doesn't matter that much, but if you have an OCD of completing everything, sometimes you struggle and you only get 20k score with pugs. It's really rough. So just aim for the tokens at least. You know, tickets is just the extra stuff that you want. But for current events and such, I'm already done. I haven't done much after that, just doing my daily stuff every day. And I guess we'll be moving on to weapons and such. Weapon wise, as you can see, only got 9 max limit broken items. I sold a few, I think, which was 15 CP, I believe. As well, I maxed them out and then I started to use 35 CP. For example, I maxed out Ramza's 15 CP and then I sold it so I could get the power stones to upgrade my 35 CP. So there are some few weapons that are gone here, but you know, they gave me some benefits of having the passive ability and then, you know, feeding or limit breaking my other weapons to max as well. But currently I have 9 of them. and then we have a few 20 CP weapons, which is 4-star weapons upgraded to max, and then we have some 15 CPs among here, which is quite a lot, as you can see. I'm collecting them. I might dismantle them and break them down for power stones in the future, because I'm running out of inventory slots. So there might be a chance where I will be thinking like, I'm not going to be having this using this character anymore. Might as well break them down. But most of the time, why I'm saving them is I want to collect them to the max, and then max limit break them. And once I max limit break them, I'll delete them afterwards. So I have their passives at least from their weapons. Now I'm also collecting 4-star weapons. Not sure why, but you know, it's always good to sort them out. Whenever you pull some banners, you see new weapons. You're like, do I have that weapon? I also, you know, limit break them, and then if I want to delete them, I'm probably gonna level them up to max, and then I'll delete them afterwards, so I can get the, for example, Yuffie's affinity ability, max spray by 110. So it's good to collect. It's good to collect, but at the same time, you're really low on the inventory. Same thing with armor. Armor is, I started to collect one of each, and then the rest of them I'm starting to feed them to other characters, because you do want to have synergized items for your characters, and that's about it. Now, what else can I cover? I think that's all I have to show you guys through in-game. Yeah, I don't have anything else to show. I mean, obviously, if you played free-to-play for 4 months, if you started recently, you probably want to finish all the story or chapters, normal mode and hard mode, and then finish them all missions, get complete, and you should have it like this, like I have. And the only thing you have to bother every day is events for co-op, events for cycle quest, World of Illusion with your SP to spend them on, you know, either one of the trials, collect some more orbs, more crystals, or try to farm animas for your chocobo or yourself. And then if you finish Lost Chapter, then yeah, you've pretty much finished, but I'm saving these for now. So yeah, I guess I could start to bring out websites now. I know it's been 37 minutes of the video. I'll be leaving some highlights in the description below, covering up, you know, where to look at according to, you know, what you want to watch and have some information about. So one of the favorite websites I'll be using is ultima.jp/dffoo. It's the Japanese version of Dissidia DB, I guess. And this is where I get all my information. I know it's not translated at the moment. I can't bother with that. But this website, I'm gonna leave the links in the description, of course. So this video is gonna be where you get all the information, basically. Just open up the description, you get all the links. So here we have the Dissidia JP with all the tier list. We'll see Lyle is gonna be on top. Selfie and Deuce, or however you pronounce her, I just say Deuce. They're gonna be on top. You can see more by clicking on them characters. I'm not gonna do that. Eiko is gonna be up. Kite Sid's been up really high for a long time when he came out. Setzer is up. Ram, Garnet, Waka. You know, characters that we haven't touched in global. They're gonna be up there. So it's gonna be taking a while, but they're gonna be up there. Papaluma is gonna be up, etc. And then you can click over here. But before I do that, it shows here the top characters for each role. So here usually would say physical attack. The best physical is Prish. Tank is Warrior of Light currently. I think brave damaging is Kane. And then HP attack and magical is Van or Vaughn. HP attack, well actually magic and something, I totally forgot. I could translate it but I'm too lazy. But these are filling up the roles. I believe Vanille is the best debuffer right now in Japanese version. But other than that, you can click on here. If you haven't translated, it says A, which is A ranks. So you can just check through the characters: A ranks, B ranks, C ranks, and so on. And then if you want to check the worst category, D to E, you see all these characters, E characters. Zaz still down below. I'm slightly sad that certain characters like the villains are being at the bottom, because we do have our favorite villains and we do have favorite heroes in Final Fantasy series. And you also get some top 5 list of each role, as you can see, filling up here. But yeah, this is the tier list I can share. And then we get I'm gonna get into the page. Let's see. So I have found this website, or it's in Ultima, but I noticed they had this gacha simulator in this website. So right now I'm sort of in this moment where I haven't pulled for months, and I feel like I have the itch of pulling. So I usually do it on the simulator. It helps me to enjoy pulling and not spending anything. So you have the simulators that you can use, or if you wanna do a ritual or your own thing before you pull for yourself on global, you can go to these to Ultima, pull some, see if you have any luck. If you get any luck, then you pull. You can make it your thing. So if you want to look up on current event, we're on 35, which is banner 35, with Cater and Hope. I know we're supposed to have, or we're supposed to see Onion Knight here as well. It's being shown over here, down here, what weapons it is. So we're on 35 at the moment. You decide to pull either one ticket for 500 or multi-draw with 11 pulls. Usually you want to go for this, because this is what it matters. Click on it and refresh. There we go. So it refreshes. I know it's slow because I'm recording at the same time. And as I can see, holy crap. If only I did this in real life, or on a global version. So I pulled on the simulator, I got 35 CP weapon for Hope and for Cater, and I got an off banner for Yuna. It's quite fun. It tells you how much you spent. 5k gem, it's roughly 4.4k yen, and so on. You can do this as your ritual if you want to, or if you want to, have an itch to pull but you don't want to spend because you're saving it up for another banner. This is what I'm doing right now. Like, I'm playing around, seeing if, what luck I have. I know you can manipulate with the URL at the top, but it's more fun to just, click and see what you get, how much it took you, and so on. I'm surprised I got 235 CP on the simulator, which is interesting. But you can also, if you're curious about the upcoming events and such, or banners, I just switched the numbers on the URL. I'm on 36 now, which is the weekly banner. After Cater, we get to see the support characters. Not gonna bother with that. But as we see on 37, we get the Ash banner, which is correct. We're getting Ash banner after Cater. So saving up for that, I'm really hyped for it, and I'm really looking forward to pull for this. So what we get is 50 CP Penelo. We also get Platinum Sword, 50 CP for Vaughn, and then we get the 35 CP, which I'm looking forward to, and Ash, 15 CP and 35 CP. Let's pull, let's see what we can get on the simulator. Got that. So I got something off banner and got 50 CP Penelo. That's a shame. So I believe my luck is going to be gone when I'm going to be pulling it on global. But hey, maybe I use that bad luck on this simulator and probably going to have a lot of luck in the when it comes out for global. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, a good way to see banners, etc. Just by switching out. I know they have a list of banners, but I feel like doing the simulator, you can play with it, and just update it really fast by checking 38, 39. Just keep going on with the number to see how your luck is. Now, something else we want to talk about, I mentioned earlier, Sylph and Chocobo. So, Sylph and Chocobo is going to be the meta for upcoming characters or co-op that we're doing, or every co-op. You want to have a fast summon. Sylph and Chocobo really depends on your preference. I would say Sylph is better because it heals you, has wind element, and it gives you brave as well. I believe Chocobo, you break enemy, it deals brave damage, and that's about it. And it doesn't have any element to it. But I mean, if you're wanting, if it's a boss that's having wind resistance, then you probably want to have Chocobo for the fast summoning, of course. But right now, I feel like there aren't many bosses that has wind element resistance. So Sylph is probably the better choice to level up, or to level up to camp. So what you want to know, where do I get certain items and such? They should have articles on this website. I'm just too lazy to look it up or to prepare for the video. But if you scroll down on their on the main page for Sylph or Chocobo, you have people commenting from the Japanese website. And for example, here it says there's bonus every once 30 times you run Orb of Spring 3, so you can get an additional one. So if you're counting them down, I'm not sure if it has that system right now, but if you're counting them down, there might be an Anima Tempest after a certain amount of runs that you do, and that's when you want to have your double loot book or something that you can min-max for the things that you do or that you're collecting for or farming for. People are mentioning here where to get, etc. Over here it says, for example, you can get it from chapter 8.2, 8.3, etc., 8.1 and so on. Chapter 7 has them as well, and such. So if you're struggling, here's some tips. Definitely go for the Orb of Spring, or I think it's in Crystal of Spring as well, but focus on Orb of Spring because you need more orbs than what you need crystals, because you can just farm crystals daily or using cycle keys anyways. So Orb of Spring 3 for SP, and then everything else, it's in chapter 8 to 7. Just farm auto battle and you'll get them eventually. And as I said before, I'm mentioning it again, focus on one item at a time, or one summon at a time. It's either Sylph or Chocobo. Don't do both, because you're not going to be leveling up one of them to 11 if you're splitting them up. Now, another link that I'll be presenting you is the artifact link. You might be mentioning, what about artifacts? I want to see which artifact is the best for the character. We have it over here as well. Sometimes you don't get to see their under evaluation, but you'll see like attack power, for example, Popolimo, attack power and Astral Fire is going to be the main focus for him. You can also get the Blizzard, if you're not getting Astral Fire, you can get Blizzard. And so on. So you can check your links here. For example, Vincent does a show here, but then again you can just think about what other things that are really good. Like Max Bravery is always good, attack power is really good, and then just look at the abilities yourself if you think they're really helpful or not. But yeah, there's that list. Now, as an honorable mention, we get DissidiaDB.com. It's the English version of all the information you can get. You can check the events, you can check characters, etc. You have timer here. They're really up to date for global. They also have the Japanese version, of course, and you can just click on Japan and then they'll update that for you. If you're not happy with Ultima.jp, then DissidiaDB.com is really good for you if you prefer having the English version of these. I feel like the only time I would watch or visit this is to literally just see what's the upcoming event, if it's true or not, because sometimes you can't trust people talking about certain things, and then you're like, oh, we're gonna get this in this amount of time. But if you want to have a quick look on current events or upcoming events, this is the website for you. Same thing with characters, summons, etc. You can look it through. If you're curious about future characters, just switch it out to Japan and you'll see the characters in a list that's coming up. But yeah, I think that will cover up most of the stuff. Something else I would put in the description below is the link to the Dissidia, or the official Dissidia Discord. Don't forget to visit Reddit as well. Yeah, that's about it. It's a long video, I know, almost 1 hour, it's 50 minutes. But I figured I might as well put a video out there showcasing my 4 months of Dissidia playing the game, and currently hyped and hoping for Ash Banner to come out soon. I'm still enjoying to play the game, having fun. It's not too rough on grinding. As long as you're having fun, then don't bother too much. If you have OCD and such, this might be something for you as well, because you can, you know, min-max. Not min-max, but you can, you know, you can collect a lot of things and do a lot of things from multiple characters from the Final Fantasy series. Anyways, it's been a long video. Thank you guys for watching. I've seen a lot of subscribers as well on YouTube subscribing to my channel. I appreciate that. I know I'm not monetizing or anything. I'm just uploading for fun and I'm enjoying the game, and I hope that my videos aren't too stale and such, because I don't really like to talk that often when I record. I just record it so I can share my experience from my point of view as a free-to-play player for 4 months. I know I might have some OP characters, but that's me being strategically, you know, spending wisely on my gems and tickets for certain banners. But yeah, for more upcoming videos, feel free to subscribe. If you're interested in donating and such, you can always drop by my Twitch, and I have a donation link there. You can donate. I appreciate if you do that as well. Other than that, I'll hopefully eventually in the future I'll be streaming a little bit more of Dissidia if I feel like I'll be able to stream something, new content or whatever. But right now I'm on a hold on Twitch, but I am uploading regularly on YouTube. So, but if you want to, feel free to follow me on Twitch. You know, it's always a help to see some numbers growing on my Twitch. But YouTube, it's all good. I mean, you get some notification and you get to see some videos of me uploading regularly on YouTube, of course. But as for being monetizing and such, probably won't do that unless I know I'll have some more support, I guess, from you guys. If I get more viewers on YouTube, then maybe I'll start to monetize my videos and see if I can make some benefit out of it, so I can pull more, for example, if you guys prefer seeing banner pulls. But for right now, I'm just going to be a free-to-play player and sharing my videos. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much if you're subscribing and following me on both Twitch and on YouTube. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.